The Awakening. Commander Dio Kim stood at the massive window of the Galactic Council's main chamber, looking out at the three suns that lit up the capital world. His chest swelled with pride as he watched the defense fleet's morning exercises. 200 ships moving in perfect sync, their silver hulls gleaming in the morning light. Supreme Commander, a soft voice called from behind him. The daily reports are ready. Dio turned to face Captain Hannel Park, one of his most trusted officers. She held a datapad in her hands, her neat uniform showing her perfect attention to detail. "Anything interesting today, Captain?" Dio asked, taking the pad. "Nothing unusual, sir," Hannel replied, a hint of boredom in her voice. "All 100 star systems report peace and order. The border patrols found a few small pirate ships, but they ran away as soon as our ships appeared." Dio smiled. This was how things had been for the past 1,000 years, the Stellar Republic ruling the known galaxy with wisdom and strength. No other species coming close to matching their power or technology. "Sometimes I wonder if we've become too successful, Captain," Dio said, walking to his large desk made from rare space crystals. "Our people are getting soft. They think our power will last forever." Hannel nodded but said nothing. She had served under Dio for 15 years and knew when he was in a thoughtful mood. "Remember the history lessons about the ancient wars?" Dio continued. "When our ancestors had to fight for every planet. Now our biggest problem is deciding which luxury resort to visit on vacation." A quiet beep from Hannel's communicator interrupted them. She checked the message, and her eyes widened slightly. "Sir, the Dawnseeker has detected something strange in Sector 7, she reported. "They're picking up unusual energy readings, nothing like we've seen before." Dio waved his hand dismissively. "Probably another space anomaly. Send a science vessel to check it out." "But sir," Hannel hesitated. "The readings, they seem artificial. The pattern is too regular to be natural." "Impossible," Dio said firmly. "We've mapped every intelligent species in this part of the galaxy. There's nothing in Sector 7 except empty space and a few young star systems." Hannel wanted to argue, but knew better. The Supreme Commander was right. They were the most advanced civilization in known space, their scientists having proven their species had evolved first, giving them a head start of thousands of years over other races. "Send the science vessel anyway," Dio ordered. "It will be good practice for the crew. They need something to do besides studying space dust." As Hannel left to relay the orders, Dio returned to the window. He watched a group of training ships practice their formation flying, their movements perfect as always. Everything was perfect in the Stellar Republic. But deep in his mind, a tiny worry began to grow. In all his years of service, he had never seen Hannel look concerned about a routine scan. She was usually as calm as a frozen moon. "No," Dio said to himself. "We are the masters of space. We have been for 1,000 years. Nothing can surprise us anymore." The three suns continued their dance across the sky, lighting up the capital's crystal towers. Below, citizens of the Republic went about their peaceful lives, secure in the knowledge that they were the most advanced beings in the galaxy. They had no way of knowing that their comfortable world was about to change forever. First contact. The science vessel Starwatcher dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of Sector 7, its sensors immediately picking up the strange energy readings that had been detected back at the capital. "Captain, you need to see this," said Intelligence Officer J. Lee, her fingers moving quickly across the control panel. "I'm picking up signs of artificial structures, hundreds of them." Captain Hannel Park rushed to Lee's station, her mind racing. This was impossible. "Show me visual," she ordered. The main view screen lit up, and the bridge crew fell silent. In the distance, they could see ships, not just a few, but an entire fleet. Their designs were unlike anything the Republic had ever seen, with sharp angles and dark metal that seemed to drink in the starlight. "Are they moving faster than light?" Hannel asked, watching in disbelief as the alien vessels zipped across space, in ways that defied Republic physics. "They're not using hyperspace tunnels," Lee replied, her voice shaking. "They're just disappearing and reappearing." Hanel's mind raced. This technology was beyond anything the Republic possessed. Before she could give the order to send a message to the capital, 3 of the alien ships appeared near the Star Watcher. "Greetings, Star Watcher," a voice came through the communication system in perfect Republic language. "This is the Earth vessel Peace Through Understanding. We've been expecting you." The bridge crew looked at each other in shock. These aliens had known they were coming. They had been waiting for them. "I am Captain Hanel Park of the Stellar Republic," Hanel replied, trying to keep her voice steady. "We were investigating unusual energy readings in this sector." "Yes, we know," the human captain replied with a gentle laugh. "We've been watching your civilization for quite some time. We think it's finally time to say hello properly." Lee's hands shook as she analyzed the alien ships. "Captain," she whispered, "their technology. It's beyond anything we have. Their energy readings are off our scales, and their ships, they're not even using their main power sources." Hanel felt a chill run down her spine. These beings, these humans as they called themselves, had been watching the Republic like scientists observing simple creatures. "We would be honored to host your representatives on our ship," the human captain offered. "We have prepared comfortable environments matching your atmospheric needs." Before Hanel could respond, her emergency communication beeped. Supreme Commander Dio's face appeared on her private screen, and he looked angry. "Captain Park, return to base immediately," he ordered. "These beings are clearly trying to intimidate us with fake displays of power. No species could be more advanced than the Republic." Hanel looked at the massive ships floating nearby, at their impossible movements, at the casual display of technology that made the Republic's finest achievements look like children's toys. "Sir," she said carefully, "I don't think they're trying to intimidate us. I think they're being gentle." On her screens, Hanel could see hundreds more human vessels appearing and disappearing throughout the sector, going about their business as if hyperspace travel was as simple as walking. The Stellar Republic had just discovered they weren't the smartest kids in school anymore. They weren't even close. And somewhere deep inside, Hanel knew this was just the beginning. Rude awakening. Admiral Tan Choi stood proudly on the command deck of his flagship, 500 of the Republic's best ships floating in perfect formation behind him. Today, they would show these humans what real power looked like. "Begin the demonstration," Choi ordered. The Republic fleet moved like dancers in space, ships spinning and weaving between each other as laser weapons fired in beautiful patterns, lighting up the darkness. It was the most impressive military display in Republic history. Young analyst Suman Kang watched the human representatives from the corner of his eye. They sat quietly in their chairs, looking relaxed and almost bored. He couldn't understand it. Even other Republic citizens got excited watching just 10 ships perform these moves, and now Admiral Choi had announced his newest weapon. 3 large battleships moved forward, joining their energy beams together to create a blast powerful enough to destroy a small moon. The beam shot out into empty space, causing a massive explosion. "Interesting," the human ambassador said, checking something on her wrist device that looked like a simple bracelet. "Your energy efficiency is quite good for your current technology level." Current technology level. Suman watched as the human ambassador's words struck Admiral Choi like a slap. The proud commander's face turned red. "Perhaps you would like to demonstrate your own capabilities," Choi said stiffly. The ambassador sighed and touched her bracelet. "Very well, one small demonstration." One of the human ships, the smallest one, moved forward. Without any visible energy buildup or weapon charging, it fired a tiny beam into space. Nothing seemed to happen. Admiral Choi started to smirk, but Schumann grabbed his arm. "Sir, look at the long-range sensors," the young analyst whispered urgently. The smirk vanished from Choi's face. The human ship's beam had torn a hole in space itself, and through the hole, They could see another galaxy, one that should have been millions of light years away. A simple portal, the ambassador explained casually, useful for quick travel between galaxies. We have billions of them in operation. The bridge fell silent. The Republic had barely mastered travel between star systems, and these humans were treating galaxy jumping like a daily commute. Of course, the ambassador continued kindly, we'd be happy to help the Republic develop its technology. Many young civilizations find our assistance helpful. Young civilizations. The words hit like a slap. The 1,000-year-old Republic, proud rulers of space, were being treated like children who had just learned to walk. Suman looked at the simple human ships again, and now he understood why they were so plain. They didn't need to show off, just like a master warrior doesn't need fancy moves to show their skill. Admiral Choi's face had gone from red to pale white. 500 of his best ships, his pride and joy, and the humans had just made them look like toys with one small demonstration. As the human ships prepared to leave, Suman couldn't help but wonder what else they were hiding, and why they had chosen now to reveal themselves to the Republic. He had a feeling they would find out soon, whether they wanted to or not. The learning curve. Security Chief Yun, he was having a bad day. Pirates had attacked New Paradise Colony, one of the Republic's richest worlds. 12 pirate ships had appeared from nowhere, their weapons already firing. How long until our defense fleet arrives? Yun, he asked, watching the colony's security feeds with growing worry. 20 minutes, her assistant replied. But the pirates have already landed. They're heading for the main bank. Yun, he slammed her fist on the desk. 20 minutes was too long. The colony would lose everything by then. She had failed in her duty to protect these people. Suddenly, all the screens lit up with new signals. What's happening? Yun, he demanded. 3 human ships had appeared above the colony. Small civilian vessels, the kind used for simple trade runs. Yun, his heart sank. The humans were going to see the Republic fail to protect its own people. But then something amazing happened. The human ships didn't fire any weapons. Instead, they released what looked like sparkles of light. The sparkles surrounded each pirate ship, and in seconds, all 12 pirate vessels simply stopped their engines, their weapons going silent. They hung in space like dead metal. On the ground, more sparkles appeared around the pirates who had landed. They froze in mid-step, caught like insects in amber. From arrival to threat neutralization, 17 seconds. Yun, he couldn't believe her eyes. Her best security teams would have needed hours to handle this attack, but the humans had done it in seconds using what looked like peaceful trading ships. A message came through on all channels. This is human trade vessel Summer Breeze. We noticed some criminals causing trouble. We took care of it. The pirates are sleeping peacefully and ready for pickup. Have a nice day. The casual tone of the message made Yun's head spin. They talked about stopping a major pirate attack like it was as simple as taking out the trash. When the Republic Defense Fleet finally arrived, they found the pirates gift-wrapped, quite literally. Each frozen ship had a glowing ribbon of energy around it, making them easy to tow. Later that day, Yun, he reviewed the security footage in her office, watching it again and again, trying to understand what she had seen. Those were trading ships, she muttered to herself, not warships, not even military vessels. A thought hit her like cold water. If this was what human traders could do, what were human military ships capable of? She opened her computer and started writing a report to Supreme Commander Dio. The Republic needed to change its approach to the humans, and fast. As she typed, another message came in. By the way, we've set up a simple defense network around your colony. It should handle any similar problems automatically. No charge. Consider it a gift between friends. Yun, he looked out her window at the seemingly empty space above the colony. Somewhere up there, invisible human technology was watching over them, like adults looking after children playing in a park. The mighty Republic, Yun, he realized, had never been the top dog in the galaxy. They had just been playing in a small corner of space, thinking they were powerful, while the humans watched and waited. And now, finally, the grown-ups had decided to step in and introduce themselves. Yunhee finished her report with a simple line. "We are not ready. We have never been ready. It's time to learn." A new path forward. Lieutenant Hyan Muai was working late in the Republic archives when the first alarm sounded. Red lights flashed across every screen, and emergency messages flooded his systems. Hyan rushed to the central command center, where chaos reigned. Reports were coming in from multiple colonies, pirate attacks, infrastructure failures, even entire sectors going dark. The Republic's defenses were crumbling. Supreme Commander Dio Kim's face appeared on the main view screen, his expression grim. "Lieutenant, assemble the best minds in the Republic. We are facing a crisis unlike anything we've seen before." Within hours, the top scientists, military strategists, and political leaders were gathered in the council chambers. Dio stood before them, the weight of responsibility heavy on his shoulders. "We have been humbled," he began, his voice steady but tinged with frustration. "The humans, these beings we once thought inferior, have shown us the true extent of our technological and strategic limitations." Murmurs rippled through the crowd, but Dio raised a hand to silence them. "It is clear now that we are not the masters of this galaxy. We have been living in a self-imposed delusion of grandeur, while the humans have been quietly shaping the galactic landscape." Yunhee, the security chief who had witnessed the humans' effortless neutralization of the pirate attack, stood and addressed the group. "Supreme Commander, we must acknowledge that we are woefully unprepared to deal with the humans. Our current capabilities are laughable in comparison to theirs." Dio nodded gravely, "Which is why we must change our approach. We can no longer rely on our past achievements or assume our superiority. It is time for the Stellar Republic to learn." A tense silence fell over the room as the assembled leaders grasped the full weight of Dio's words. The Republic, the great galactic power that had ruled for a millennium, was now the student, not the teacher. "We will establish formal contact with the human civilization," Dio continued. "We will open our doors to their technology, their knowledge, and their guidance. It is the only way we can hope to catch up and stand as equals in this new galactic order." Slowly, the room erupted in nods of agreement. The arrogance that had once defined the Republic was giving way to a humbled pragmatism. They had no choice but to embrace the path of learning. In the months and years that followed, the Republic underwent a transformation. Cultural and technological exchange programs were set up, and the humans shared their knowledge freely, treating the Republic as a promising young civilization with untapped potential. Slowly but surely, the Republic's capabilities grew, its people awed by the marvels of human technology and inspired by their wisdom. And as the two civilizations grew closer, a new era of cooperation and mutual understanding began to take shape. The day would come when the Stellar Republic would stand tall once more, no longer the Galactic Top Dogs, but equals among the great powers of the cosmos, and they would have the humans to thank for it. For in the end, the greatest victory was not technological supremacy, but the willingness to learn, adapt, and forge new bonds across the vast expanse of the galaxy.